Hi, I'm Marianne. This is my husband Andrew, and together we're the Youth and Young Adults Directors at Life Church, and we also run our own business in web design and development.
So I guess early on in the discipleship journey, we started to learn that balance wasn't necessarily within a particular day or within a week, because we have very conflicting directions that life pulls us in. So whether it be marriage or ministry or business. And so we had to learn to come to God with open hands and say, Lord, you need to direct our steps. And within balancing ministry and marketplace, there was one instance where we had just become, we were already the young adults directors, but we had just taken on the youth directorship as well. So our ministry workload doubled.
There was one particular week where we had about 3 projects that were due to be launched on that Friday. So we had 3 projects that needed to be launched. It was coming to the end of Friday and none of them were ready to be launched. But yet that was also the time that we had to go on leave to our youth service, which we had committed to do.
Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend this to any business person, but at that moment we could tell that we had conflicting pressures. And so when we prayed about it, we felt that God was asking us to ensure that we would stick with our commitment and prioritize the work of ministry that night. And so I made the decision to turn off my phone. And as most business people know, that's not a wise business decision to ignore your clients. But through God's grace and mercy, we surrendered it to Him. And we said, Lord, if we are to pursue all that you are calling us in both ministry and in the marketplace, then you need to sustain us. We have these conflicting pressures right now. And if we lose these clients, we lose them, but we need to follow you. Anyway, I turned off my phone, I went to youth, and as I got to the youth meeting, as I walked in, I saw one of our young girls, tears in her eyes. I knew that something was going on. I called one of the other youth leader girls, we sat down, we prayed together. Her heart was broken. She shared things that were happening on in her family. We prayed, we encouraged her. At the end of the youth service, another young boy came to me and just broken and shared with me all the hardship that he was going through. And I was greatly encouraged how God was moving, and he assured me that, and I felt assured that this was the right decision. And when the Monday came, obviously they weren't happy, but we ended up within those 3 clients, one of them actually became one of our very good agency partners and actually sends us the most amount of work that we get now. Another one client, in the midst of telling us off, actually told us that he really loved us. And I was like, this was very strange to hear from a client. And the last one was like, he was telling us off and then just said that he wanted to send us more website projects. And I look at God's faithfulness, that as we pursue Him and we follow His call, that He is the one that sustains us. And when we have conflicting pressures, which is the way that we are going to lean towards? Are we going to push in towards what God's called us? Or are we going to try and take a step back and try to make things work in our own strengths? Final word of encouragement for all of you going on this IDMC journey is really to just let go and let God. One of the hardest things that we recognize is actually to let go of our self-reliance, our self-will, our self-egos, and just to allow God to be at work in all that we do, and just give thanks to Him and He will do the rest of the work.